shot in 4K ultra high definition. Your number one source for local news. WRAL News. Coverage you can count on.
Here at 4:30, we're looking at temperatures that are a little bit cooler than yesterday. We won't hit the 70s today, but I'll show you why. We'll see another quick warm-up starting tomorrow.
Police chief sex crimes. The leader of a Sampson County Police Department facing charges. The new details being revealed about the investigation. Plus, downtown safety. A man accused of threatening people with a machete at a Raleigh bus station. The questions we have for police this morning. A lot to tell you about here at 4:30 on your Thursday. We are moving through the week, a warm week that it's been. I'm Renee Chu. Let's get to meteorologist Elizabeth Gardner with a look at the mild forecast today. Elizabeth.
It's looking good again today, but we won't hit the 70s like we did yesterday. We are starting with clear skies, so we have the top of the tower here and our backyard lit in blue. Temperature 45. It's just a little bit cooler this morning than it was yesterday. Not a dramatic change. Our winds are calm right now. We're looking at 30s and 40s instead of 40s and 50s like we saw yesterday. 47 Southern Pines and Fayetteville, 45 in Durham, but 30s in Roxborough and South Hill. Everybody's above freezing even there, but in some places temperatures are about 5 to 10 degrees or so cooler than they were yesterday, and instead of 70s, we'll only climb into the low to mid 60s. It's clear now, but we will see increasing clouds later on today. Very quickly, the warmth comes rushing back, but also a chance for rain. I'll show you how it could affect your weekend coming up.
Elizabeth, thank you. New this morning, one of the two men involved in a chase in Raleigh this week where a gun went off has been arrested. New court documents show Norvell Young is facing a charge of felony flee to elude arrest. He's expected to be in court today. Now, police still have not arrested Jose Collado. He is wanted on weapons charges and resisting an officer. The chase started Tuesday afternoon on New Bern Avenue. Officers were trying to pull over a car when they say Collado got out with the gun and ran away. They say he dropped the gun and the gun went off. Police say Young drove off in the car. Nobody was hurt. A town police chief in Sampson County is facing multiple charges, including indecent liberties with a minor. The charges against Newton Grove Police Chief Greg Warren also include secret peeping. Court documents show the incident happened back in 2023. Warren was sworn in as the Newton Grove Police Chief in 2019. He's expected to make his first court appearance this week. A man is in jail this morning accused of swinging a machete and threatening people at Raleigh's Moore Square bus station. WRAL's Ali Kadlubar is live in downtown Raleigh this morning. Ali, we are working to find out if the city is ramping up security in that area.
And Renee, it's been just a few minutes since the Go Raleigh buses have started running, and we've been here for the past hour, and we haven't seen any police units drive by. But we do want to take you to this photo. This man, Rafael Cisneros, he is accused of swinging a rusty machete and making threats to people at the Go Raleigh bus station on Tuesday. He's been arrested 4 times since July and was out on bail. Now he's being held on a $5,000 bond. We spoke with a woman who says Cisneros threatened her boyfriend with the machete.
The man, he was swinging a knife at his face. He slung it at him. He was probably like an inch away from his face for when he slung the knife.
Scary moments there. WRAL has covered several other violent incidents at the station, including in August 2024 when 2 people were stabbed 2 nights in a row. This morning, we're working to find out how many calls have RPD responded to over the past 6 months involving violent crime or stabbings. Also, specifically ones related to stabbings and violent crimes. And also, has security been stepped up due to the incidents in this area? Reporting live in Raleigh, Ali Kadlubar, WRAL News.
A family is out of their home after a fire in Cumberland County. Crews say flames were shooting out through the roof of the home on Drogan Road in Eastover when they arrived around 9 last night. They rescued a dog from the home. Another dog got out and is missing. The cause of the fire is under investigation. We're getting new insight into the history of the man accused of killing Raleigh teacher Zoe Welsh. Ryan Camacho's mother says he has a long history of mental health issues. Camacho is charged with murder after police say he broke into Welsh's home and attacked her. Documents dating back to 2021 show there were concerns with his behavior and health. Now, in 2021, Camacho's mother told a judge that her son was delusional at times. Records also show she had spent years seeking guardianship over him because of incompetency. In December, Judge Louis Meyer denied a request to send Camacho to a mental hospital after a breaking and entering arrest. We reached out to Judge Meyer for comment, but have not heard back. State leaders met yesterday to discuss efforts to help convicted criminals re-enter society after prison. Governor Josh Stein struck a balance between re-entry and repeat offenders.
The courts, of course, need to do their job to get as much justice as possible for Ms. Welsh, her family, as is possible. But what's clear is that we as a state need to invest more in our mental and behavioral health systems.
Stein pointed to statistics showing 90% of incarcerated people will eventually get out. The council tries to provide tools to give them a second chance through job opportunities and access to mental health care. Welsh's family released a new statement yesterday saying, in part, while words cannot capture our heartbreak, we take comfort in knowing how many lives she's touched and appreciate the support that has been extended to our family during this difficult time. Coming up in our next half hour, we will dig deeper into Camacho's history of arrests across the Triangle. WRAL has covered many different angles of the story since it broke, from Zoe Welsh's impact on the community to Camacho's lengthy criminal history. We are still asking what more needs to be done. You can find our extensive reporting on WRAL.com. Leadership changes are coming to the town of Cary. Tonight, we will hear an update from the interim town manager. WRAL's Heidi Kirk is live at Cary Town Hall this morning. Now, Heidi, this evening's meeting comes after the former town manager was put on leave for excessive spending and a lack of transparency.
And Renee, this is a story that we've been covering for more than a month now. I've got tonight's agenda here with me, and as you mentioned, that's going to include an update from interim town manager Russ Overton. All of that playing out tonight right here at Cary's Town Hall behind me. Now, let me go ahead and take you back through the chain of events here. Again, a story we've been covering. Overton took over for former town manager Sean Stiegel on December 15th of last year. Now, it comes after he was placed on paid administrative leave by council as a result of over-the-top spending, inadequate financial reporting, and a lack of transparency with the full council. Now, tonight's meeting also comes as Cary's mayor Harold Weinbrecht is defending his work as a consultant for a private company that does business with the town. Now, those calls for transparency continue from the citizens who live here. It's worth noting that the town announced this week a new webpage that will provide information about the town manager's transition. Now, of course, we'll continue to stay on top of this story. Tonight, that meeting starts at 6:30, again, right here behind me at Town Hall. We'll, of course, continue to have updates on this as it all unfolds. Heidi Kirk, WRAL News, live in Cary.
Today, development in Durham's historic Haytie neighborhood will be discussed. The Durham City Council will meet this afternoon. One of their main agenda items is the Fayetteville Street Corridor project. That project will see a change in leadership. St. Joseph's Historic Foundation put in a notice to terminate its fiscal agency services in October. Today's meeting agenda says Durham will continue the work through a city liaison. Flu deaths in North Carolina nearly doubled in the past week. The state health department dashboard shows 71 people in our state have died this flu season. Nearly 2,000 people are in the hospital with the flu virus. The vast majority of cases are among unvaccinated people. The latest hospitalization numbers are down from their peak around Christmas time. However, doctors are worried that lower vaccination rates could lead to a resurgence. Harnett County pediatrician Dr. Lori Langdon says lower vaccine compliance is partially tied to a rise in exemptions, largely fueled by misinformation.
Personally, I have tried to encourage many times for us in North Carolina to drop the title of religious exemption, because almost never is it religious. It is philosophical and based on parents being nervous from this increase in vaccine hesitancy.
Polk County has the highest non-medical exemption rate in the state, with 14.3% of students filing exemptions with their school district. Buncombe also ranks among the top 10 for exemptions at 6.3%. People across the country took to the streets to protest ICE after a woman was shot and killed by an agent in Minneapolis. Many people also held vigils to honor Renee Good's life. Homeland Security says Good tried to ram her car into agents, forcing one of them to fire. Now, this morning, we are learning Minneapolis's police chief expressed concern about someone being killed while ICE agents were in the area just yesterday. In a news conference, DHS Secretary Kristi Noem called the incident an act of domestic terrorism. City officials and the mayor of Minneapolis say that narrative is false. The town of Hope Mills wants your input on their land use plan. Cumberland County Planning and Inspections is holding a meeting tonight for you to bring ideas, share feedback, and help create solutions. The meeting is from 6 to 7 o'clock. It's at Southview High School on Elk Road. If you can't go in person, they also have a survey you can fill out online. The college football playoff semifinals begin tonight. The Miami Hurricanes will take on the Ole Miss Rebels. Kickoff is at 7:30 p.m. Tomorrow, Oregon will play Indiana. Kickoff for that game is also at 7:30 p.m. 441 now. Home affordability. President Trump is tackling housing issues, his plans to improve costs, and how lawmakers are reacting. And it's expected to be a cloudy day today ahead of a warm up tomorrow. This is a live look over Rocky Mount Mills. We'll still enjoy mild temperatures. After the break, meteorologist Elizabeth Gardner shows us the chance again for near record high temperatures.
From the WRAL Severe Weather Center, North Carolina's most experienced team of meteorologists.
It is 4:44. Temperatures are a little bit cooler than yesterday, but we'll stay above freezing. You shouldn't have to worry about any frost on the windshield, but you might need maybe a slightly heavier layer than you had yesterday heading out the door. 44 in Wilson, 45 in Durham, and 47 in Fayetteville. Now, our skies are clear currently, but once we get past lunchtime, we may see a bit more cloud cover. It's not really going to affect the day at all. Temperatures will climb into the low 60s, but partly cloudy this morning. Temperatures closer to 40 degrees instead of closer to 50, which is what we saw yesterday. So at the bus stop this morning, we'll see temperatures upper 30s to low and mid 40s, depending on where you are. And then it clouds up later on this afternoon, and highs will be in the low 60s. We're still watching our next weather maker, which will bring us some rain for part of the weekend. I'll show you when coming up.
Elizabeth, thank you. A Vance County tax worker accused of embezzling thousands of dollars from the tax office is facing charges. Brianna Anderson faces 3 charges for embezzlement of taxes. The county fired her in October. She's accused of stealing more than $8,000. She is out of jail on bond. The man from our state accused of planning a terrorist attack will remain in custody. Christian Sturdivant faced a federal judge yesterday. Investigators say they found hammers and knives in his home. They also say he was aligning himself with the terrorist group ISIS. The FBI has had Sturdivant on their radar for years. The Trump administration says it is looking at ways to tackle housing costs. President Trump posted to Truth Social yesterday saying, "I am immediately taking steps to ban large institutional investors from buying more single-family homes, and I will be calling on Congress to codify it. People live in homes, not corporations." Lawmakers who support the president's comments say big investors can cause rising prices, while some say the White House needs to take greater action.
In the time that Donald Trump has been president, foreclosures have spiked by 21%.
It's about having too much pressure on this market. These institutional investors can find other places they can get good ROI without having to compete with ordinary average Americans trying to maybe buy that first home for their families.
President Trump says he will dive deeper into his affordability plans later this month. A new study suggests a surprising new remedy to curb opioid withdrawal symptoms. Yoga has been found to help alleviate those withdrawal symptoms. Now, the study looked at 59 adults who were dealing with withdrawal symptoms. Those who took 45-minute yoga classes along with medication had faster recovery and fewer symptoms within 5 days. The medication-only group recovered in 9 days. 4:47 now on your Thursday morning. Let's get another check of weather with meteorologist Elizabeth Gardner, and looking forward to today's mild temperatures as well, just not as warm as yesterday.
We had a weak cold front come through. You probably didn't even notice it. It didn't really bring much cloud cover, or certainly didn't bring us any rain, but it did deliver slightly cooler temperatures. So this afternoon we'll see low to mid 60s. Yesterday we were in the low to mid 70s, but we're right back at it. Near records back into the 70s for both Friday and Saturday. But Saturday, of course, will bring us a chance of showers, and we're going to get into the details on that with the timing and how much we'll see coming up in about half an hour. This morning in the backyard here we do have the tower lit in blue for clear skies, but later this afternoon will likely cloud up a bit. Our temperature mid 40s in the triangle. We could drop down to around 40 by the time we get to 7 or 8 o'clock this morning. So somewhere between upper 30s and mid 40s, depending on which part of the viewing area you're in. And I was happy in a coat this morning. Again, it's just a little cooler than yesterday's, which is 10 degrees in some places. Still probably not cold enough for hats and gloves. We'll be above freezing. Sunglasses this morning, but probably not this afternoon. 32 in Roxborough, 39 in South Hill, 47 in Southern Pines and in Fayetteville. So some spots up near the Virginia line, especially Person County, you might have some frost on the windshield, but it's drier than it was yesterday. Yesterday we had some fog develop. That's unlikely today, but much more likely tomorrow morning. 38 Chapel Hill, 46 in Garner and Knightdale, 49 in Apex. So a wide range across the triangle. And again, those temperatures anywhere from 5 to around 10 degrees. Cooler than yesterday. This high pressure system has started to deliver some cooler air, but as it slides eastward, it shifts us again tomorrow to southerly winds, and that warms things up. But today, expect low 60s in Raleigh and Durham and mid to upper 60s around Fayetteville with increasing cloud cover. There's still a lot of warmth back to our west, and we'll tap back into it tomorrow and Saturday, and then we cool down dramatically behind the front. So 73 Friday, 75 Saturday. Temperatures will be dropping during the day. Sunday, we may start mild, but end fairly chilly in the afternoon. Record warmth possible. We could tie the record both Friday and Saturday at 73 and 75 degrees. And then, of course, the front comes through and drops the temperature, but also brings us some showers. I'll show you the chances coming up.
Winter will be back pretty soon. Elizabeth, thank you. Teacher walkouts. Educators across Wake County took to the streets. Their demands for more pay and better benefits. Plus, celebrating 8 years. Raleigh's Pay What You Can Cafe feeds everyone, whether they can pay or not. How a place at the table is marking the anniversary. A large crowd gathered to remember the life of Mikey Mills. This is video of that vigil last night. Mills was killed in a crash in Nash County a few weeks before Christmas. The event was held to celebrate what would have been his 26th birthday.
That even before we were born, God had our days numbered. That tragedy might have took us by surprise and just devastated us. But God knew all about it.
The family will continue planning events to honor Mills' legacy. Mikey Mills was the younger brother of Brooke Simpson, who performed on The Voice and America's Got Talent. Teachers from 50 schools protested at nearly a dozen high-traffic intersections in Wake County. Even more were planned across the state. The teachers are demanding more pay for advanced degrees and better benefits. A teacher for 2 decades named Patrick Stone wants the demonstrations to teach students a lesson.
I said to them, if you allow yourself to be a doormat and get walked on over and over again, then people are just going to keep walking on you. So eventually you got to get up and say, you know what, enough is enough.
North Carolina Teachers in Action, the group that organized these protests, say they are planning similar demonstrations on the 7th day of each month through April. Nominations for the Actors Awards and a new series drops on Netflix today. Here's David Daniel with the Hollywood Minute.
My child comes from a whole line of revolutionaries.
One battle after another has received a record-breaking 7 nominations for the Screen Actors Guild Actor Awards, 5 for individual actors, plus Outstanding Cast and Stunt Ensemble. Sinners was close behind with 5 nominations. The Actors Awards stream live on Netflix March 1st.
Woman's died, but right now we can't give you any more than that. That's all we got. Thank you. That's all we have.
Detective Harper, is it true you knew her? Jeez, what was with that reporter?
It's my wife.
Tessa Thompson and John Bernthal star in His and Hers as estranged spouses, one a reporter, the other a detective, both searching for answers and suspicious of each other after a murder in her hometown. The limited series His and Hers premieres today on Netflix. In Hollywood, I'm David Daniel.
Today, Raleigh's Pay What You Can Cafe turns 8. A place at the table opened on January 8th, 2018. The group serves breakfast, lunch, and baked goods to everyone, regardless of their ability to pay. Today, the team will be serving cake and handing out balloons to celebrate. One arrest made. A man is accused of getting in a chase in Raleigh where a gun went off. The second suspect still on the run. Plus, downtown safety. A man accused of threatening people with a machete at a Raleigh bus station. The questions we have for police this morning. And leadership changes in Cary. Tonight we will get an update from the interim town manager. The accusations against the former Cary town manager we've been covering for months.